Mark, thanks for facing the music so soon after a 4-2 defeat at Worksop Town. Where's your head after that one?
I'm a bit confused, to be honest. We conceded from 4 set plays. I think 2 corners or 3 corners and a free kick. From a defensive perspective, a horror show. And that's not in open play, that is literally set plays. And all we've done on Thursday at training, all we've done before the game, all we've done in the prep and the scout reports that we got and everything was talk about 2 players that we needed to manage on the set plays. Well, one of those 2 players, nobody is within 3 or 4 yards of him from the first corner on 2 minutes of the game.
Right.
So how does that work? So I will always defend players. I will always see the positives in them, but I can't defend that. That's not good enough. And then I can't remember the second one, but the third one is us not reacting again to the same player, and he heads it back across. Second one's from an acute angle. I don't know how he scored from there, but again from a second phase on a corner or a set play. Fourth one's a joke. Nobody reacts to a second ball. So I will dissect them, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to protect players for that sort of thing. There's enough experience out there to deal with that. The bit that confuses me is that we didn't even go in and, I know that I've got a switch, and I know that there can be times when it can be ugly in the dressing room. It wasn't even that. It was more a case of, one, we don't concede any more goals, because that's important. We remember that we're representing the football club, and we defend better dead balls. So we've defended 7 corners second half, no problem at all. We've not had a chance. So, and I think one of the worst bits for me is that I think we've had some experienced players there who've, I want to say the word hidden, but the fact that...
Let you down?
Possibly. The fact that Conor Panny had to go in there and sort it out, which he did, and he did very well. Yeah. But you're putting a 21-year-old boy, who was a man, by the way, to go and deal with their biggest threat, and he dealt with it no problem. So, I am feeling a little bit frustrated, a little bit let down. I'm feeling let down that we talked about what we need to do here. They are very front foot, play with 2 9s, 2 10s, wing back super high. When the ball turns over, you have to hit spaces and get up the pitch. And 1 minute in the game, we take 2 or 3 touches in midfield, get robbed. Second minute, robbed in a low area, goes out for a corner. We aren't asked to do that. So, and the worst bit is, when we come out second half, what have we done? We've turned it over quickly, we've sprung in behind, scored 2, one got us a corner, we scored the second goal, one was Riggy's, and you know what, we've had 4 or 5 really good chances second half. We've had, even with down to 10 for half an hour, didn't look like it. So how can you come with that vigour, that energy, that stick to the game plan for 45 minutes? Well, I tell you, Steve, it's easy to do it when you're 4-0 down. It's easy to do that, but that's criminal. And I always want any team to be big, strong, industrious, horrible at times. That's what they are. They play one way, and credit to them, they're super good at it. They go big, cause you lots of problems on knockdowns. They ask you questions. If you don't answer the questions properly, they'll score goals. Fair play to them, because that's done them today. That's done for them today.
Having said that, it could have gone either one of 2 ways. Second half, it could have gone 6 or 7, but you got a brilliant response. Regardless how it came about, every man jack of them put in an effort second half. Is that any consolation?
No.
Right.
No, I'll be honest, it's not, because that's more frustrating for me.
Yeah.
Because you walk in this ground today and you think, right, we're in for a scrap today. This is going to be a war.
Yeah.
And you stand up to that war. And the best defenders
Did you forget the tin hats?
At any level of football, though, the best defenders love that element of it. They love that scrap. They love that war. I think we hid. I think we looked at him. We looked at Liam Hughes, the first set play, and thought, oh my God, how are we going to deal with him? And it's all right coming in at half time saying, well, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. He played a step free. So find a way to work to deal with him. Get hold of him. Or they're blocking him. Well, get hold of him then. Stop them blocking him. Be stronger. So that makes it worse, I think, for me. And I'm not going to lose sleep over this one. No harm done, really, in the table. Everyone below us has lost or drawn. People will have seen it as a free hit, but I didn't. I thought we could come here and win. Yeah. And there's nothing second half that has said to me that we couldn't have come here and won. if we'd have been right from minute one.
That's
and
right,
that's my
that's
challenge
right.
to those experienced players, everybody to be fair, to say you can't turn up off the back of a couple of wins and thinking you're safe now and think that, you know, people are going to roll over for you, because we've had our belly tickled today in the first half, and that's because we didn't do the things that we did well second half, and that makes it worse for me.
2 great goals soon after the restart. A milestone goal for Riggy and a classic set piece. And then one that hit the bar, so the chances were there.
Well,
they kept coming.
Yeah, we did more in 8 minutes second half than we did in 48
True.
minutes first half.
True.
But, I mean, our momentum has been squashed by George getting sent off.
Yeah.
And I don't know the circumstances of it. I know he's hit the lad, and that gets you sent off. So I need to see.
Was there a bit of provocation?
There was something happened before that. I think he's got a boot in the face, but as 2 players are going down on the floor, you don't know whether there's intent there or what. So
Right.
I do think that the referee completely lost the plot after about 50 minutes, and everybody's screaming for everything. Instead of just getting basics done really well and really taking ownership of the game, I thought he went under a little bit, and all of a sudden there's lots of weird things going on and lots of weird decisions going on that were not given first half. I bet if I watch the corners, I can argue for a foul on all the goals in the first half.
Yeah.
But then them fouls are given second half. And all I ever ask for with officials is consistency. So I was annoyed about that. Our momentum is then halted with George getting sent off. Having said that, we just rode out another 4 or 5 minutes, got back on the front foot, started to hit areas and created a few more chances. I mean, if Kai's drops in the back post where it's the bar, we are in a game, aren't we?
Yeah. We didn't look as though we had 10 men
No.
now, in credit to those that were on the pitch at the end.
Yeah.
You know, I think they showed a bit of character there. Would
It
you
is.
agree?
It's hard for me to give credit because we followed down at half time. So how can I give, you know, that's the confusing bit for me. I didn't know what to say to him at the end. And I said that to him, do I come in and congratulate you for how good you have been? But how can I congratulate you because of how bad you've been in the first half from 4 set plays?
Yeah, fair comment.
And we nearly made 2 subs at 35 minutes, which I think I've only done once in my managerial career. And whether that's fair or not on the players that come off, I've got to do something. So we made 2 changes at half time. I feel for Ruben, who's arguably been our best player for, you know, the last couple of months. Feel for Josh, just back from injury. But they were sort of passengers in the game, and I needed to put in either something really dynamic, which Jamie generally is, and something that wants the scrap, which I know Jake Allen does. And I thought they were both good. And those 2, and Connor Panny, to be fair, who comes out with loads of credit today when not a lot of others do. It's a weird one, to be fair. And you can see why they do so well, and credit to them. You know, there's 2 sides of the game, isn't there? There's the horrible bit where you've got to do the nasty bit to the game, which we didn't do first half, and there's the footballing bit, and you can't be without one. You've got to put them together.
They give us a lesson first half in how to do a bit of everything, didn't they?
Because they had enough around the box to create corners, create chances, and we just weren't brave enough to match the physicality, to do the horrible stuff well, and to get ourselves up the pitch. It's a lot of games at this time of year are games of attrition, the games of territory at times, and we just did it ever so well second half, which even saying it winds me up because it's. I don't want us to. That's not the side I want us to be, and I know that we are progressively getting better. It's probably the strongest 16 we've been able to bring to an away game all season. Changes that came off the bench made a difference. Did we get selection? Did I get selection right? You know, in hindsight, maybe not. In hindsight, it was maybe a Jake Allen type of game because of the physicality, and that's hard when you've off the back of 2 wins. And you want to keep rewarding players that are playing well, but maybe you've just got to play the game that's in front of you. But we weren't for the scrap first half, and that's done us today.
We're going to lose Jordan obviously for 3 games, I assume. And then what's the situation with Swings? Has he totted up his bookings, or will he be okay?
No, that'll be the booking that we were waiting for, I think, with Swings, so he will miss next week as well. I mean, we're fortunate that we've got Connor Panny, we're fortunate that we've got Effie Ambrose, who's missed a couple and taken it really well, so, you know, Effie will obviously come back into the fold next week. Connor has been, you know, his first 3 games for us have been exceptional, so we'll have Connor as an option there. Charlie Barnes can play there, so we've got some options, but yeah, we're going to lose a couple to suspension next week, which we could have done without.
We'll end on a positive because there's been a mixed bag of everything this afternoon. Stephen Rigg, 20 goals for the season. A pat on the back for him.
Yeah, fantastic, hasn't he? He's been a real talisman, and just the quality of the finish. By the way, there's no guarantee that he's going to score from there. And as it drops over his head, and he takes his first touch. You're thinking this will either end up in the net, or it'll end up in where we're near Sheffield or somewhere. But yeah, I shouldn't criticise him and think that's going to happen, because he's proved time and time again his qualities in front of goals. So 20 goals, I bet he can get 25 to 30 by the end of the season, and that will be a sensational return for an excellent player who we would have struggled without. But our job is to make sure that the goals are coming from elsewhere as well. And yeah, for Riggy, long may it continue. We've obviously secured him in for next season as well, so we'll be building a team around some of those players that are ever so important to us.
Mark, as forthright as ever, thanks very much.
Thank you.